This is me. This is Brian. He is my friend. He has been a friend of mine for more than 12 freaking years. We shared a lot of bright memories until he had to travel across lands to find a job. While he was busy with his job, I was busy shifting from college to basement dweller that plays and streams video games. I was involved in various other activities that helped me pass through my day. Things were fine and all until I introduced him to a seriously dangerous, hellish nightmare app named Discord. According to him, by the way. Before we get into that, I am Apuju. If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel for more gaming content in the future. I also stream on Twitch, so if you guys want to check out my live stream, the links would be in the description down below. Now let's get back into the story. I introduced Brian about Discord, one of the best voice chat apps for gaming, chatting, video calling, moderating, sharing, you name it. Also guys, I didn't forget to mention how secure the app is. When other social media website giants never forget to moderate every single stuff that you do with your account, Discord gives you the choice to enjoy your privacy no matter what. He was confused when I drowned him with existential details of Discord. He said okay, but Brian couldn't find time under his busy schedule of smoking pot and finding grannies on Tinder. But there was that one day, one freaking day, when things went absolutely madhouse. I was streaming on Twitch, yeah. Make sure to follow me on Twitch to watch my live streams. The links would be in the description down below. While I was in the middle of streaming in my channel, I got a phone call and guess what? That's Brian. I realized, wow, he's not busy anymore. He finally got time to talk to me. I took the call and asked to hop on into the Discord so I could play games while chatting with him. I turned off my stream since I couldn't focus on both. While I was using my PC for Discord, he was on his phone. That's one of the important matters, guys. Don't forget about that. I found him really having a hard time chatting on Discord, like he was in some new alien world. I tried my best to teach him how to use it and he was acting like a fish on a seashore. After we had for almost 15 minutes, somebody started calling on Brian's phone. Instead of accepting the call, Brian was curious if I could listen to his caller. Therefore, he pretended like he is cool and nicely asked, "Wouldn't it be nice if I can listen to Brian's phone call?" And I was like, okay. What do you mean, Brian? Then Brian said, bro, you can listen to my phone call, could you? And I was confused and said, no. Then I realized Brian is anxious about his phone call and worry if I could trace what his caller is chatting about. For those of you guys that don't know, Discord on mobile is a snooze fest. So you basically need to leave the voice chat and quit the app to properly accept the phone call. Otherwise the caller could not hear you or you cannot accept the call as long as Discord is active. Well, that's where the problem actually started. Usually people do tend to take jokes seriously online. That's what happened with Brian as well. He was a bit on the sensitive side, if you know what I mean. I finally understood he was in a doubtful mindset, so I decided to ask him of what he was hiding and confused about. Later, after serious convincing, he explained about a person that he met on Tinder and he wishes to hook her up. What could go wrong, right? Before I uttered a single word, he constantly kept on asking if I could trace his call through Discord or listen to that Tinder lady's private chat. He was almost interrogating like I had a premeditated plan to uncover his privacy using my sixth sense. Freaking Brian! What made you think I stalked your privacy in the first place? Guys, here's the thing. Let's not forget he has been my friend for more than 12 years. And it's not surprising at this point where time reveals new faces of old friends. Anyway, I gave no as an answer, with the knowledge that Brian already manifested baseless confusion about Discord. But I thought he might get over it after some time. Later, Brian assured that he's going to take her call, for which he will leave Discord. I said, alright bro, you do you. But minutes passed by, but he hasn't left Discord yet. I had similar experience with other friends where they couldn't identify how Discord works on mobile. Anyway, let's get back to the Brian situation. He might have closed the Discord app but never left the chat and tried to take the Tinder lady's call. He took the call and the Tinder lady couldn't hear him because, like any other app, Discord blocks most voice chat while you are still actively participating with the Discord's voice chat. Brian was in a whole nother confused state. I never knew his baseless confusions on the app, and my integrity is slowly decreasing on his brain. He thought me for a failed scammer and asked me, "Are you actually tracing my calls and infiltrating my privacy?" That was the moment when I realized he lost his mind, and for fun I did make sarcastic jokes stating he is actually telling the truth. Seconds passed by with awkward silence, and then I realized he was completely outraged with madness. I found he didn't click my sarcastic joke and tried my absolute best to convince him as cool as I can that, bro, it was a joke, alright, don't get serious. His doubt starts to clear a bit and then told me again that he's going to call her back. I said, okay bro, you do you. And I waited for him to leave the voice chat, which he never did. He did the same mistake closing the Discord app without leaving the chat and tried to call. But the Discord gave him a notification that changed our friendship into something really, really ugly. Tension slowly grabs. Tensions go through without limits. Darkness slowly grabs his bone inside out. The world is now pitch black. Me, the apogee, is none other than the absolute devil, the snitch, the traitor. But why? Really, why did he even think like that? What a dumb idiot he is. He doubted me more hardcore than Adam ever doubted Eve. From my point of view, I was seriously anxious with what's going on in Brian's brain and started feeling awkward due to heavy dead silence in my chat. Meanwhile, Brian finally managed to connect his call with the hooker lady. She started saying hello and she couldn't listen to Brian's response because the idiot still hasn't left the voice chat. To add more flame into the fire, I started saying hello to fill the vacuum silence in the Discord, which we had for a couple of minutes. Brian heard me saying hello and might have assumed that I blocked his voice and directly wished the girl, even though neither of us couldn't hear each other except Brian itself. He fumed with rage. He thought me for a devil incarnate that uses virus apps like Discord to block a loser like Brian from contact with the Tinder lady.
Fuck you, Brian.
I mean, pathetic. He think me, the one and only apogee, could cheapskate and make contact with some fake Tinder bitch? Really? You mean the apogee himself? Hell nah. What pissed me off is not his baseless doubt on an old school friend, but he thought Discord for a virus, a hacking app that is used to manipulate and control people's privacy.
LOL, 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 XD.
For years, people been using Discord for gaming through voice chat and to have a nice, steady, quality connection with people over the world. Hell, I would say I would rather use Discord over the baby boomer Skype at any age. This is an absolute disgrace to the gaming community, and I felt it's time for justice. I decided to resolve the heat between us through a default phone call. It is through the phone call I realized he's absolutely lost his shit like a complete psychopath. And he went completely dismissive from start to end during our final conversation. Brian tried to frame me for a bad person and did intimidation, stating his response could reach low standards if I keep on going like this. I pulled my hardest techniques to convince and bring cool, but his distaste to clear his mind badly affect the once interconnection that we had. I don't want to jump into the super details, but remember this, guys. Never pull jokes at people in social media, especially if they are sensitive. I had previous experiences where joke lead to bad communications on WhatsApp and all. But nothing like Brian, where that individual literally doubts the solidarity of an amazing app.
LOL, 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 XD.
And that's how, guys, the friendship story came to a volcanic end.
Fuck you, Brian.